future and will continue to blossom. And really, at the very core of that is the government's strong support. The so-called Internet Plus really is the new engine of growth, and the entire governmental plan is very much centered around Internet Plus. I didn't used to know a lot of big bosses and company owners in China until recently, because many of them have really lived in separate worlds to people like myself. But many have sought me out and wanted to talk, and the essence of what they want to learn about is that they're in some core traditional industry. It may be in making wines or mineral mining industry or real estate, but they're very, very eager to get into the Internet Plus. So they're seeking help and collaboration in terms of how they can embrace the Internet Plus. So without any doubt, there is strong recognition that the Internet is the future for all industries. And it's not just a separate industry. Some of you may remember in the United States, once upon a time, technology companies like Microsoft and others were forming Internet divisions, right? And then pretty soon, they disbanded the Internet division and said, wait a minute, Internet is everywhere. We can't have an Internet division. And really, it's the same with the entire economy. If we kind of track the growth of the traditional, the Internet areas, we'll see that if we, in the very beginning, we can think, we really are building the infrastructure that is in the operating system, search engine, and IM and social network as a basis technology that are able to provide capabilities in entertainment, tools, transaction, and services. This is sort of the first 10 years of the Internet. Then some unique applications were developed over the past maybe 5 or 10 years in all kinds of specific areas. But I think we're now seeing Internet really reaching everywhere. It's changing the future of content, the future of TV, the future of business to business, the future of housing, automotive, even going into rural Internet and blue-collar Internet. So the Internet is everywhere, and it's changing every industry, and there's nowhere to escape, nowhere to hide. If you don't change with it, if you don't embrace it, it will change you, and some other company with no baggage will rise up and eat your lunch. So that is a very strong message heard across China, and that's why all those traditional companies are thinking about how do they evolve and embrace Internet Plus. And as you know, the Chinese government has a very strong voice that large businessmen do listen to the government very attentively, even more so than other countries. And when Premier Li is making such a strong message, all these businessmen are listening and following. Now, personally, I think most of the traditional companies will have a very hard time embracing Internet Plus. And that's all the more opportunities for startups. Just as we see, you know, the top companies like in the US, whether it's Google or Amazon or Netflix, they really didn't evolve from traditional technologies or companies, but they came out of the Internet space. And that's a very, very important element. And it's our bet that it's the entrepreneurial, smarter companies that, with no baggage, that will end up tackling the traditional industries and taking a big chunk. A lot of the recent examples, Airbnb, Uber, are further examples. So I'll give both Western and Chinese examples, and I think there are strong parallels.